Welcome back to another episode of Marcel Hyde Mindset. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. And I already know you guys are finding a lot of value from the content that I produce on a weekly basis. So make sure you're taking this content and you're sharing it with a friend. All right. So we're in the month of May. And if you're like me, you realize that time is flying. And, a lot of times you look and you wonder, and I've heard so many people already this year be like, where did time go? And my thing is, don't wait for someone to tell you where did time go, or don't say to yourself, where did time go? Realize that time is going and you need to act now on all the things that you want to do. I know a lot of people, and I used to say this, I was like, I have time. No, you don't. You have no time. You have to act right now, because before you know it, you'll be 30. Before you know it, you'll be 40. Before you know it, you'll be 50. So if you have the mentality that you have time, you're going to wait. You're going to procrastinate. But if you have the mentality that you don't have time, you're going to act immediately. You're not going to wait. Too many people are saying, oh, I have time. I have time. And then, they wait or they don't get it done because they think they have more time than they actually really do. Life is short. Life is not long. People feel like people say, oh, we live this long life. We don't. We don't live a long life. Time is short. Life is short. So you got to act now on the things that you want to do. Stop waiting on it, right? And, some things happen to people. I bet you if you go to like 50-year-olds or 60-year-olds and then they say, when I was 35, I was thinking about doing this or I was thinking about doing that. Now I'm 60, so I'm too old to do that. So don't be younger, like in your 20s, 30s. In your mind, you're thinking to do something and then you don't do it. And then you get to 60 and you're like, oh, I should have done that, right? Like YouTube, for example. Like I know people in their 20s or 30s are thinking about starting a YouTube channel. But then they don't start and then they wait and they get older. They're like, imagine I started that YouTube channel at 35 and now I'm 60. The amount of videos I would have shot, the amount of content I would have had, who knows what it could have turned into. So don't be that individual that thinks you have all the time in the world and that actually makes you procrastinate. That actually doesn't pull you or push you forward. So stop thinking from the perspective that you have time. You don't have time. Act now on whatever it is you're want to act on. Stop wasting time. And you really have to, analyze your time. So always ask yourself, what are you doing with your time? Because we all have the same time, but each individual chooses to do different things with the time they have. One individual has a certain time they work at Metro. One individual has the same time to be a lawyer. One individual has the same time to be a teacher. So making the best use of time is essentially what you want to do. So we all have time, or the same amount of time, I should say, but it's what we do with our time is different among each individual, right? So one individual spends their time watching Netflix and the other individual spends their time reading, researching, writing. So what do you think happens with that individual who watches Netflix all the time versus the individual that reads, that writes? And then you look at your life and you ask yourself, okay, why haven't I progressed in my career? Why am I not making more money? It's because of the things you're doing with your time. It shows. Your results in life will show what you've been doing with your time. And that's the harsh reality, the harsh truth. And if we can get to a level where we're like, we need the hard truth, or we're going to accept the hard truth, or we want to hear the hard truth, that's when the true growth happens. All right. It's not when people are telling you what you already know. It's not when people are telling you what you want to hear, or it's not when you're telling yourself what you want to hear. It's going to yourself and saying, I'm at this level. I'm not at the level I want to be. So that's going to require me to put in more time, whether that's whatever it is. You got to know your industry or whatever you're in. Some people, it doesn't require school for certain industries. Maybe it requires experience. For other industries, you need the schooling. So figuring out what industry you're in and what it requires and what you want to do too. Because I know a lot of people, they just take courses or classes just to take it for no reason. But I think that could be a waste of money if it's not, well, if you want to do it just to learn something because you're interested in the topic, sure, by all means. But sometimes if you're confused in your life, I believe that you shouldn't just take a course. If you're confused in your life, you should figure out what you like, what you enjoy, and then take the course that is going to pull you forward or advance you within your career. So like I was saying, your results in life will show you what you're doing with your time. And that's the hard truth. That's the hard reality. If, you're at the same level that you were 5 years ago, that shows that in the past 5 years, you've wasted that time. because you should never be in the same position. Maybe as you age, if you're older, you could be in the same position, but if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, you can still advance yourself. You can still grow, right? Within your career. Obviously, when you get in your 60s, you start slowing down a little bit. You start going downhill a little bit in terms of like maybe you're not the same level that you were 10, 20 years ago. But some people are actually. I can't even say that because there's 70-year people out here. Maybe they're a business owner, entrepreneur that are doing more work than a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old. So don't blame people for the position that you're in your life. Don't blame people for what you have. It's you. It all comes down to you. What you're doing. Nobody else but you. And when you realize that, your life begins to change. When I realized that, my life started to change. When I realized that my results that I have today are because of me. It's not because of Jeff, Jim, John, my teacher, my aunt, my cousin, my mom, my dad. It's me, right? It's what I've been doing with my time. And if I want better results in my life, then I'm going to have to be more productive in my time. I'm going to have to utilize my time better. I'm going to have to be smarter with my time. So understand the value of time and how important time is. You have no time. Value the time that you have. Be productive in the time you have. Utilize the time you have, right? Spend the time with people that you care about. Spend the time with people that are positive. Don't let people waste your time. If someone's wasting your time, walk away, leave. There's so many people that waste people's time and they stay in it. Relationships, that person's wasting your time and you just stay in it for maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 months and you'll never get that time back, right? And you know this in your mind. If you don't know, it's something different. But some people know that this person's wasting their time and they're still in it. So you got to ask yourself, do you actually value your time if you're in a relationship with someone and you know that they're wasting your time, right? So understand the value of time. You don't get it back. And the older I get, the more I'm like, you know what? I value time. And I've wasted a lot of time because I didn't understand the importance of time. So that's why I came on this episode to show you guys that, or tell you guys that time is so important. Stop wasting another minute of your life. Yeah, you can have leisure time if you want to have fun or just do nothing or whatnot, but I don't recommend that become a daily habit. That's not going to help you in your life. That's going to lead to like anxiety and depression because you must be utilizing your time. You must be building your life, and that takes time. All right. So don't forget that, guys. Passionate about the time conversation, as you can tell, because I've wasted time in the past and I don't want people that come across this video to waste any time. We're all human beings, of course. We're going to have our days where we waste time, but don't make it a habit of wasting time. Don't be someone that continuously wastes time. All right. Hope you guys enjoying the episodes. I'm enjoying my growth and my development, and I'm having so much fun just coming on here talking. As I grow, my content will grow. Keep tuning in. Keep staying focused. Peace and love. Marcel, Hyde, Mindset.